Hello and welcome to my channel. It's so lovely to have you here. Today I am super excited to bring you the first of my Christmas projects, which is this beautiful little wreath here. It really is so pretty, so Christmassy, snowy. I absolutely love it. I'm so pleased with it. The whole thing cost me under £10, mainly from things I found in Poundland. I still had quite a lot of things left over for making other things as well, so it's not going to cost you very much. It's super fun to make. I really hope you enjoy the video. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification if you do, and then you'll be informed of my next tutorial. And I'm hoping to bring you some more Christmas crafts. And let's get straight into the tutorial. Okay, we're going to start off with this little tinsel wreath that I've just picked up from Poundland. I'm not a big fan of tinsel. I just think it's a bit, I don't know, it reminds me of Christmas in the 1980s. So I bought a couple of these. So all I did was I just literally, this is all just hooked on. So you just unhook it off these, it's got these little, I can just pull it. You could even use a pair of scissors, you know, that might help. Where have my scissors gone? I don't know. So hang on, there we go, there, off it comes. So you literally just unravel. Once you've got one off, it makes it a lot easier and it just unravels. So underneath, you're gonna end up with this here. Now, what I'm gonna do, get a pack of these garland ties from Poundland, and you get 10 in there. You can use fresh leaves if you want to. If you've got evergreen tree in your garden, just use those. Perfect. Maybe put a bit of wire with them. Use wire to wrap it around. These ones are already on wires, so, and because I'm doing this and it's still November, by the time you get to Christmas, if I use real ones, they're going to be ruined. But if you're doing it this near Christmas, absolutely use real ones. Natural things always look really lovely, I think, at Christmas time, and they just make everything look a little bit more expensive. So I'm going to use this just to wrap around, and I'm trying to get the fluffy bit kind of over the front of the plastic. So I'm going to go around and just do that as well as I can. So we can just speed through this bit. And I'm just covering up that little plastic circle there. I don't want that showing, it just doesn't look that nice. So let's maybe go around the back, just cover it up. Put that on there, and then I'm going to use this spare bit just to cover any gaps. I can see I've got one there, so that around there. And there's one here as well. So don't worry too much about if there's a few little gaps, because we're going to put some other stuff on here and it will be covered. I just don't want there to be any really obvious ones, because it's going to get more difficult to cover if there's just loads of big gaps. Okay. A glue gun, and you're going to need some pine cones. Now you can pick up pine cones from Poundland, or you can, I got mine on Amazon. I actually bought these a couple of years ago and I've just kept them because I got so many I couldn't use them all in one go. But I think they were about £6 or something, and I got a great big bag. So it probably, if you're going to do a lot of stuff with pine cones, get them from Amazon. But if you're only going to do just this little wreath, just get a couple of bags from Poundland. So take the large ones first and glue gun the bottom. If you haven't got a glue gun, you can do this with PVA. It probably isn't going to be as easy, I'm going to be honest. You can get glue guns from Poundland. I've seen them in there. They're £2. So, and they're so useful, glue guns. So if you haven't got one, and you're going to do a lot of crafting, get one, because they are so good for crafting. they just immediately stick, so you haven't got to wait for the glue to dry. And they hold pretty well. Obviously don't put shelves up with them like they used to do in changing rooms all those years ago, if any of you watched that. So glue gun. Try and pack them close in. Look, it's just so pretty.
I'm going to speed through this part. Just continue all the way round, packing the pine cones as closely together as you possibly can and making sure they're secure on the wreath frame.
Okay, let's just make sure that's not stuck to the table. Okay, so that's your first layer done. Then I'm going to take some smaller ones now, and they're going to go on the inside. Okay, at this point we've got some gaps, so some more ties, snip them, push them in and fill up the holes. You can stick them if you want to. I'm just going to push them in. They should stay as long as you push them in well enough. Okay, so that's now looking really, really pretty, but it's not quite Christmassy enough for me. You could stop there. You could put some little berries in or something. So at this point, you're going to notice that you've got gaps here.
Use any remaining foliage to fill in these gaps. I'm also going to use these mini pine cones, which I found in my local park, so they were completely free. These white berries were another Poundland find. They're bound together with a paper tape, so they're quite easy to pull apart for you to use in your wreath. If you do find any of your foliage comes loose, just secure it with a little bit of hot glue. Work your way between the pine cones with the berries. You'll find if you bend the wire, it creates a tension and they will actually hold. If you have any trouble though, again, just use a little bit of hot glue. Here I'm pushing and tucking the wire in and it does hold on its own, moving the berries to the position I want them to be in. And I'm adding a few more of those little mini pine cones just to create a little bit of variation in scale. I've put some newspaper down because I'm going to get going on the snow spray now, which you can also buy in Poundland. You will find when you're spraying the snow spray on, it will pick up any little strings you have made from your hot glue. Make sure you pick them out because otherwise it looks like you've got cobwebs and it doesn't look very nice. So it really, really is worth taking the time to pick those pieces out. I'm using those little mini pine cones just to layer over it and create a bit more depth and a bit more texture and just create a fuller look. There isn't really any rule I'm using on where I'm placing the things, other than I'm trying to create a balance without it looking too ordered. I want it to look organic and natural. I found these little bells in Poundland, a pack. I think they had about 3 or 4 sizes in the pack, and then another pack of bells, which you'll see in a minute, which are the larger ones. Here are those larger bells that you can get, and I think they come in a pack of 6. Here I'm starting to build up the top left part of the wreath to create an asymmetrical look. When you're adding just a few decorations to one area like this, try and do it in odd numbers rather than even numbers, because it will create more of a flow and a balanced look. I was thinking of using these lights to thread through it, but I wasn't that keen on the blue colour they gave off. So I decided to pull off the baubles from 5 of the lights and just use those on my little cluster up there on the top of my wreath. And yes, the lights were also from good old Poundland. I'm going to continue layering in the different textured items to build up that area and create a focal point. If you can't find the exact things that I have in Poundland, just collect together some items with different textures that are going to look good together. You can even change the colour scheme to suit other Christmas decorations that you might already have, or the decor in your home.
I think that might be it. Oh! So yeah, if you have any bits like that, and just stick them in. And it's small spray on it. You have to go in and pull out those strings, they just look like cobwebs otherwise. I think that is it. That is our Poundland Christmas wreath. I think that is so pretty, and I will show you what that looks like hanging on the wall, and it even jingles.